Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Criterion Connection. I'm Wade,
And I'm Joe.
and we're here to talk about most recent release on Criterion collection, a Terry Gilliam film called The Adventures of Baron Munchausen from 1988, which is funny because the last episode we did was Police Story 2, which is also from 1988. Maybe it's a theme for this month. I don't know. And I didn't know this, but apparently it's the third installment of a trilogy. The other two we did. Yes. Brazil and Time Bandits. Yep. So surprisingly, I unknowingly picked this movie. I did not know what to expect. I thought it was going to be like a weird...
You never do.
...period piece, and it is kind of weird. I don't know if it's a period piece. Maybe in... Well, it takes place in the Age of Reason.
Sci-fi.
It's very... Yeah. It's like a mixture of like...
Absurdist.
Of Brazil and Time Bandits, and also some of the Monty Python stuff.
A little.
Mostly just like the throwing everything at the wall gags kind of thing. Some stick, some don't. But then you have the absurdist stuff like, the Brazil stuff when they go to the moon.
Yeah.
Which it's fun. So basically it's like kind of like, how would you describe this film?
It's almost indescribable.
It's like Baron Munchausen. I keep trying to call him Barry, so apologies. Baron Munchausen, like there's like a play going on.
Yep.
But then it
he's
turns. He's
recounting his life at certain points.
Yeah, and it turns into like a fantasy thing.
He's a mythical, like legendary figure, almost like a Hercules or an Odysseus.
Yes, it's very kind of like it's hard to tell if he was real or not sometimes. But it's basically about his adventures.
Yes.
That's the movie.
This is the only way I can really describe it is, as people know, this was a huge flop at the box office.
It was $8 million.
It made $8 million and lost $38 million. And, it's not that surprising.
Yeah.
When you watch it. And
it's hard to like grasp on who's it for?
Yeah.
Is it you can see it could be for kids, but then there's stuff that's definitely not kids.
It really pushes everything that Brazil tried to do, and it just pushes it even further.
But more in a fantasy way than like a dystopian sci-fi way. Yeah. And it's just there's like cameos from people. Sting makes a cameo as the heroic warrior that spoiler gets killed off. He was there for like a grand total of like 30 seconds and gone. Sting's gone.
Yeah.
Also uncredited was Robin Williams as the King of the Moon.
Yep.
Which I didn't need to know. I didn't have to see his face. You just hear it. I'm like, is that Robin Williams?
Yeah.
And it is. There's also, it's just, I don't know, there's also, we were talking about something earlier, but funny thing, if you're a One Piece fan, there's definitely influences from One Piece. There's the Von Augur who looks like the sniper that's, what's his name? I wrote it down on. His name escapes me. It is, Adolphus.
Okay.
Looks like Blackbeard sniper. You have Kazuru riding on like a cannonball, which is in this movie. Also, the King of the Moon looks like the Celestial Dragons. Like, there's all kinds of things. It's funny how like you can take elements, and it's probably throughout the rest of like pop culture, but just little elements here. I can see why people would think this is like a Monty Python film,
right? But it's not.
Yeah, it's like a Monty Python film, but if you take Terry Gilliam's like sci-fi fantastical mind,
he's just
and ideas and push it
pretty much just it's almost unfiltered Terry Gilliam.
Yes, like there's some weird stuff like there's the Sultan where like they try to execute Baron and just like it slices off the top of his hat. There's like all kinds of weird wacky stuff, like he rides his horse. He rides his horse in like the Sultan's palace and then jumps out the window with the horse. It makes me think of that scene in Naked Gun where like Frank Drebin, it's in the beginning of Naked Gun, where he breaks into like the arms dealership, the arms dealer thing.
Yeah.
And reminds me of that a little bit, just like kind of like the slapstickness of it, and the whole Naked Gun series, frankly. I don't know what else to say about the film. Really,
It's wild.
it's hard to describe.
It's one of those movies that you watch that is like everything else, but so unlike everything else. It's so unique in that way.
It's got that fun, fantastical adventure. The little girl and her and Baron go on this adventure on like a hot air balloon.
She sneaks on. So that's one of my favorite things is where they jerry-rig the ship with the hot air balloon to make it float, and then she tries to sneak on and then falls off, and like he gets kind of, it's almost like Up, where he's got to now look after this little girl. He's like,
it's interesting because you cannot predict where the movie's going to go.
No,
and it has a nice little heartfelt ending, a little fun ending. I think it's a movie I've not seen all. I've never seen 12 Monkeys, stuff like that.
I'm a big fan of 12 Monkeys.
I'm saying I've not seen a lot of Terry Gilliam's stuff.
It's not 12 Monkeys is nowhere
I
close
know, but I'm just saying I have not seen much of his filmography.
Yeah.
But I feel like after seeing Brazil and seeing some Monty Python films and seeing Time Bandits, which I think Time Bandits was like our 4th ever episode on Criterion Connection.
It was a while ago.
It was definitely the 4th one, I think, or 3rd. But
I kept thinking this movie, like when we kept talking about doing this, I kept
you thought
thinking,
we did.
I keep thinking we did it, and it was Time Bandits that we did.
Yeah, we didn't do it. But like I was going back, like just thinking, like this is like the culmination of everything. Like this is like I think sets everything that he's ever done. Maybe we'll do further down, because I know Criterion in the future is going to release The Fisher King.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, which also has Robert Williams in it.
Yeah,
maybe we'll do that in April when it comes out. But yeah, it's a culmination of everything. If you like the Monty Python, you'll get some stuff here. If you like the Brazil stuff, you'll get stuff in here. If you like Time Bandits, which has that kind of like that Goonies kind of feel of like that the 80s feel good,
it's around that time too.
Kids movie. It has that too. It has everything you want. So do I want to say do I want to ask the question, would you recommend the film? I guess I'll ask, would you recommend the film?
Not really, no. Like part of me wants to say yes. Like a lot of Terry Gilliam movies, I want to say yes. There's just like, I don't know, I just always leave wanting something else when I watch these 80s Terry Gilliam films.
I'm in the same wavelength. I don't know if I could recommend this to the general audience. I think it's a little too inaccessible.
Yeah, it's a very like a schizophrenic, or like it's just got too many things going on.
I think, looking back at Time Bandits and looking back at Brazil, I think there's like both of us surprisingly have like a disconnect to these Terry Gilliam films, where it was like you appreciate it and you get what they're doing, but there's just something missing from you taking it to the next level of really highly enjoying it. I had fun with this, but I wouldn't say it's a must watch. I wouldn't say it's like amazing.
If you want to get in and like go, it's like the David Lynch scale. We got the Terry Gilliam scale now.
Yeah, okay.
If you want to go full Terry Gilliam, like this is on that end of that spectrum, like full wacky, like don't know what you're getting scene to scene Terry Gilliam. Like you go here. Then you have the more accessible, like more like just kind of toned down versions that you get with like 12 Monkeys, and like even Fisher King like kind of pulls back on that a lot. And it's not better or worse. It's just I feel like it, for me at least, it works better when he gets kind of pulled back. You still get the Terry Gilliam isms,
yeah,
but it's not.
It needs a filter.
It's not like a shotgun blast. To
It's
your
like
face.
he needs like a Brita filter,
Yeah.
just to filter out some of like the ideas. Listen, this movie is very kitchen sink. Throw everything against the wall, see what hits. If it doesn't, stays in.
Yeah.
Whatever. But if it sticks, okay, cool. That's a laugh. Um, but that's our thoughts on the Adventures of Baron Munchausen. Let us know in the comments section below how wrong we are and how much you love this film.
I can't wait.
There's gonna be some comments, I know. It's just I don't know. This trilogy of movies he's done has not really done it for me. I don't know.
I know.
It's just like missing a little something for me to love it, right?
Yeah, like each film is missing something.
Like Brazil, it's like it's a little too abstract near the end. It's a little too long.
Yeah.
Time Bandits, I frankly do not remember Time Bandits. If we're being real, I don't remember it. This one, it's just I think it's just too like what, too frenetic.
If I remember how I felt correctly, I think I enjoyed Time Bandits the most out of the three.
Yeah.
But that being said, watch other Terry Gilliam movies first.
Well, there's one coming out soon on Criterion. We'll
Yeah.
probably tackle onto it. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share. You can purchase our produced film here, Butterfly Black Velvet, on the link below in the description. You can, find us on Letterboxd, Instagram, Condish Productions. So until next time, I'm Wade.
And I'm Joe.
And we will see you later.